Good morning, students. Let's continue our civics lesson for India's foreign policy. Just recall what we learned. We learned about foreign policy that can be defined as a country's policy that is conceived, designed, and formulated to safeguard and promote her national interest in her external affairs in the conduct of relationships with other countries, both bilaterally and multilaterally. Then we talked about the main tools of foreign policy that are treaties, executive agreements, appointing ambassadors, foreign aid, international trade, and armed forces. Then we continued with main objectives of our foreign policy, principles of Panchashin, basic determinants of foreign policy and foreign policy of India during 1950 to 60, then 20th century and 21st century, and non-alignment movement. The term non-alignment was coined by V. Krishnan Menon and it was formed by the fathers of Jawaharlal Nehru of India, Tito of Yugoslavia, Nasser of Egypt, Sukarno of Indonesia, and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and they are the founding fathers of NAM, that is non-alignment movement. Now we'll continue with other concepts. Now we'll move into the basic concepts of India's foreign policy. First one, preservation of national interest, achievement of world peace, and disarmament, that is not to use weapons against any nation. Then fostering cordial relationship with other countries, that is maintaining a good relationship with other countries, solving conflict by peaceful means, independence of thought and action as per the principles of NAM, that is non-alignment movement. Then equality in conducting international relations, anti-colonialism, that is conquering any nation, anti-imperialism, that is ruling any nation, then anti-racism. Here anti-racism is otherwise called as apartheid, which was practiced in South Africa by the British. That is a policy of racial discrimination, that is discriminating blacks in their own land during the mid of 19th century. So for that, Nelson Mandela, who fought for the freedom of the blacks and he was imprisoned for nearly 27 years. Later, the British removed apartheid in 1990 in South Africa. So later he was called as father of South Africa. So Nelson Mandela was called as father of South Africa. That is about anti-racism. So based on this racial policy and many were suppressed by the British. So we included in our foreign policy also. Next one is policy of disarmament. Since independence, India followed the policy of non-proliferation, that is not to use any nuclear weapons. So, India also supported UN disarmament program and Indian nuclear program in 1974. This 1974 is a Russian collaboration and 1998 is an Indian-made nuclear test. So, this we done for the strategic purpose. The two themes of India's nuclear doctrine are no first use and credible minimum deterrence. So no first use, that is India won't use it for the first time. Then second one, credible minimum deterrence, that is India decided not to use nuclear power for offensive purposes. So for offensive we won't use and would never use against any non-nuclear state. So that is the two themes of India's nuclear doctrine regarding policy of disarmament, that is no first use and credible minimum deterrence. So that is about our nuclear doctrines. Next concept is about SAARC, that is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. That is how the Asian countries they made regional cooperation. So this SAARC is an economic and geopolitical organization of 8 countries that are primarily located in South Asia. So in the southern part of Asia, among 8 countries, this organize this for the economic as well as geographical and political organization, that is SAARC. Under this, the SAARC policies aim to promote welfare economics, collective self-reliance among the countries in South Asia, and to accelerate socio-cultural development in the region. So here accelerate means to develop socio-cultural organizations in these member countries. Under that, SAARC Disaster Management Center was set up at New Delhi. The center is a sleek body of professionals working on various dimensions of disaster risk reduction and management in South Asia. So SAARC Disaster Management it was set up in New Delhi, and its work for this disaster risk reduction for this South Asia. The member countries of SAARC are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Maldives, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. So these are the 8 countries under SAARC. To remember this, you can use a clue that MBBS Spain, that means MBBS. So here M means Maldives, B means Bhutan, and B another B Bangladesh, S for Sri Lanka, P for Pakistan, A for Afghanistan, I for India, and N for Nepal. So you can remember these countries by using this clue word MBBS Spain. So that is about our SAARC. So it is an organization of 8 countries. Under that, it is for geopolitical organization, and that fought for the welfare economics and self-reliance among the world countries, as well as they set up a disaster management center in New Delhi, and that worked for the disaster risk reduction in South Asia. So that is SAARC. We'll see what is the difference between foreign policy and diplomacy. Foreign policy is a combination of strategies carefully formulated by a nation for maintaining relationship with other nations. So it is a combination of strategies means principles that were formulated to maintain relationship with other countries. Then diplomacy is the instrument for implementing foreign policy of a state. So that is about the difference between foreign policy and diplomacy. The next concept is about contemporary context, that is change and continuity in India's foreign policy. So first one, prioritizing an integrated neighborhood, that is we are maintaining a close relation with our neighboring countries. India's foreign policy has always regarded the concept of neighborhood as one of the widening concentric circles around the central axis of historical and cultural commonalities. India gives political and diplomatic priority to her immediate neighbors and the Indian Ocean island states such as Maldives. So we are maintaining friendly relation with our neighboring countries like our Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, China, and Sri Lanka. And not only this alone, in Indian Ocean also we have an island called Maldives. So in these countries we are maintaining a good neighborhood policy. So that is neighborhood first policy. That is the first diplomacy of our foreign policy. And second, bridging diplomacy and development. That is, the major objectives of foreign policy has been to leverage international partnership for India's domestic development. So we are making a partnership for India's domestic development. This includes improving technological access, sourcing capital, gaining market access, and securing natural resources. So in that way we are maintaining a policy for the development of domestic India, that is for the internal India, that is bridging diplomacy and development. Third one is a gradual transition from look east to act east policy. So look east to act east. Southeast Asia begins with northeast India. So from the northeastern part of India, that area comes under the Southeast Asia, and here we have Myanmar is our land bridge to the countries of the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, that is AC. So Myanmar, it is a land bridge. The three big elements in our Eastern policy are stronger emphasis on physical connectivity, commercial and security related. So under this Asian, that is the southeast part of Asia, we are making a policy like Act East policy for the development of our physical connectivity, commercial and security related things from India to the southeast part of Asia. Next is about economic development. The present India shows somewhat economic development, and we are attracting the foreign countries also because of accelerated, balanced and inclusive economic development is India's primary goal. India achieves this by ensuring peace and security and by leveraging the nation's international partnership. So we are maintaining an international partnership for the achievement of primary economic development. To obtain all that is needed to fuel economic development, markets, investment, technology, linkage, mobility of personnel and fair global governance and a stable and fair environment conducive for growth of the economy. So we are making a policy for the development of economy of India. Last is about India as a leading power, that is based on the resources of our country and the foreign policy made by our governance that made India as a leading power. Now India is a member of G20, that is group of 20 countries, then East Asia Summit and the BRICS coalition, a testament to its status as a large country with a fast growing economy. So basically, you know it, based on the population, India is the second highest populous country in the world, as well as we are now come under as a fast growing economy or the emerging economy, and India aspires for permanent membership on the UN Security Council. So now under UNO, India as a member, now we are seeking for a permanent membership because we are showing a good progress in the economy. The imperative of maintaining open shipping lanes, seeking investments and trade opportunities overseas, and the need to secure trade access. So these are the factors behind India as a leading power. So we are maintaining new shipping lanes for our international trade, as well as we are seeking investment and trade opportunities from overseas, that is from the world countries. So in that way we made India as a leading power. So far we learned about the foreign, that is the basic concepts regarding foreign policy. First one is neighborhood first policy and bridging diplomacy and development, a gradual transition from look east to act east policy, economic development and India as a leading power. We'll see what is the difference between domestic policy and foreign policy. So domestic policy is the nation's plan for dealing issues within its own nation. So within our country, that is domestic policy, and it includes laws focusing on domestic affairs, social welfare, health care, education, civil rights, economic issues, and social issues. So that is the law focusing on all internal matters of the country. So that is called as domestic policy. Then foreign policy is the nation's plan for dealing with other nations. So domestic policy within our nation. So foreign policy dealing with other nations regarding trade, diplomacy, sanctions, defense, intelligence, and global environments are the types of foreign policy. So we are maintaining a global relations smoothly. So that is the difference between domestic policy and foreign policy. So far, we learned about the basic concepts of India's foreign policy of disarmament, that is, we are following two themes of India's nuclear doctrine, that is, no first use and credible minimum deterrence. That are the two doctrines we are following regarding our non-proliferation. Then we talked about SAARC, totally 8 member countries: Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Maldives, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka are the member countries of SAARC. Then we finished with, that is, change and continuity in India's foreign policy, that is neighborhood first policy, bridging diplomacy and development, a gradual transition from look east to act east policy, economic development, India as a leading power. So in India, we are following a foreign policy to maintain a global relation in a smooth manner for our political as well as economic social development of our nation. So we can conclude like this, that is, India has formal diplomatic relations with most of the nations, besides being the world's second most populous country and largest democracy and one of the fastest growing country. So regarding democracy, India is considered as the largest democratic country in the world, and based on population it is second. So we are considering our economy as a fastest growing country, and India adheres to the foreign policy principle, that is, in international relations there is no permanent friend and no permanent foe, that is, no any close friend as well as no enemies, no permanent enemies, only the interests are permanent. So that is the basic thing we are following under our foreign policy. New challenges forced India to adjust to new realities. Even then, basic framework of its foreign policy remained more or less the same. So we are maintaining a good relation with our neighboring countries as well as through the world countries. So that's all about the foreign policy of India. I hope you understood the concepts. Now, followed by this, you can mark answers for this lesson. And last week, I gave some map work. I hope you completed that. Those who didn't finish, make it fast. Before your new year, you finish everything. Thank you, Ma.